On average, children spend 80% of their waking hours outside of school.
We also know that 70 hours a week on average for the total time a student is awake, they spend in exclusive peer-to-peer contact situations, which simply begs the question, how much wisdom, how much life experience, how much good decision making can you garner when you're dialoguing with your 14-year-old friend? We believe, and I think there's evidence to suggest that nobody successfully navigates adolescence without the help of a caring and concerned adult who's intentionally invested in helping a kid live a better story. At any given time, Central Minnesota Youth for Christ is running 7 or 8 programs, and all of them are designed to connect the stories of teenagers with a caring and concerned adult. So we'll do things like play basketball with kids late into the evening hours. We'll do art programming. We do programming for girls in the neighborhood. We do auto mechanics ministry. We take kids that really don't belong in the mountains, perhaps, and we drag them out to do adventure sports in Wyoming. We see United Way as the kind of partner who's interested in a holistic kind of positivity for St. Cloud, and we want to be a part of that, and we are grateful to be a recipient of some of these dollars and these efforts. By supporting organizations like the United Way and like Youth for Christ, you also can be the one.
On any given night in central Minnesota, at least 15 families looking for a place to sleep are turned away from local shelters because they are full.
Crisis Nursery is a prevention of child abuse and neglect in our community, and we do that by offering emergency child care to every family that have children ages 0 through 12. The Crisis Nursery can be utilized in a number of ways. If a parent knows that they have surgery in a week, they can call. They have no other resources or support system, that's what we're here for. If they're alone, if their children are at risk of abuse or neglect in any way, that's who we are here to serve. We partner very closely with a number of resources in our community, including Anna Marie's, the Battered Women's Shelter. We have Salvation Army and Place of Hope. And when those places are full, families need another outlet. They need to call someone else. So we can place children, unfortunately we can't place the adults, but we can place children for up to 72 hours at no cost. So it doesn't cost the family anything. Homelessness, mental health, those are all huge situations and issues that we have in our community. And because of that, 53% now of our families in the Crisis Nursery that have called Crisis Nursery are experiencing homelessness or at risk of homelessness. Without our services, it would cost the county thousands of dollars to place children a year, where it costs the Crisis Nursery hundreds of dollars. I feel together we can be the one. I alone can't do it as Crisis Nursery, but with Place of Hope and with Reach Up Head Start and Boys and Girls Club, together we can be the one and make the difference. And also with the help of United Way, we can be the one.
Locally, food shelf usage has doubled over the past 10 years, and one of the biggest issues with accessing food is transportation.
I think that St. Cloud has some pretty significant food access issues, and part of that is evidenced by the number of people using the food shelf every month. We're serving between 2,200 up to 2,300 when you add in the mobile food shelf every single month. The mobile food shelf is a solution to a food access problem that we are finding in the St. Cloud community. We became increasingly aware that there were people in this community that needed food, but because of transportation challenges, couldn't get to the food shelf. The original idea started on a Friday afternoon when we had 3 people sitting in our lobby an hour after the food shelf closed. The third person came that day with a story, and her story was that she was very happy because this This was going to be the first time in months that she was going to be able to keep the meat that she got at the food shelf, because her neighbor was picking her up and her neighbor wasn't asking her for anything. And that's the first time it even really occurred to me that people have to use food to barter for transportation. We started out by partnering with HRA. Last June we began going to 5 low-income high-rises in the St. Cloud area. Very similar to what people go through when they come into the food shelf. They get checked in, they get a shopping list for the household that's their size, and instead of going through the food shelf here, they go through the food shelf on the mobile food shelf. You know, the reason it's important for us as community members to support the United Way is because the United Way supports so many basic need programs in our community. I really encourage people to remember that the biggest mistake they can ever make is not to do anything because they can only do a little bit. If everybody would just do a little bit, it would make a huge difference. Be the one that helps support the basic needs programs in our community.
Be the one! Woo!